welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast.
It's a beautiful day, Melbourne. The sun is shining. Weather topic as usual. Funnily enough, it was flooding the other day.
Yes.
Despite that, it is full blown summer.
Yes, it's after about a week and a half, pretty much 2 weeks now. Summer has kicked in, and that's 2 weeks of official summer.
And as we've said many times, the weather changes just everything.
You know? 100%.
You feel better when the weather is better.
And quite literally, the weather changes everything. So let's say, example, it was really rainy. It could pretty much change your ground pH level because of the amount of water that gets into the soil.
Is it scientifically
a lot of that's
a thing?
Probably not pH level. pH is acidity. I was just trying to sound really smart. But, you know.
Is it actually science, though?
100% it's science.
Or is it just your feeling?
Well, the weather is meteorology.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, it's not the study of studying asteroids.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's good weather, and let's move on.
Let's move on. So kicking off with our usual introductory questions. I'll go first because it's a bit of a personal question, I think.
Wow, so we're getting deep.
Yeah,
at
kind
the
of.
start.
It might not sound deep after I ask the question.
All right.
Okay, now, me personally, I have seen your feet, of course. Like, you know, we've been to the pools, been to the beach. I've seen your feet. Okay?
Here we go.
He's got 5 toes on each foot. Now, my question is, so wait, the little toe, I call it the pinky toe. Is it called the pinky toe?
It's 4 toes and a thumb.
4 toes and a thumb toe.
Is it a thumb?
It's a
big
thumb.
one?
It's a thumb toe. Maybe it's a.
Nah, I don't think it is, because it doesn't move in weird directions.
It's a toe. So this is your thumb.
Thumb toe.
The big toe is your toe.
So 4 fingers, 4 toes and a toe.
And a toe.
All right.
So 4 toes and 1 toe.
All right.
Okay. So your pinky toe. So your littlest toe, right? You've got 2. 1 on each foot.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is my question. Do you have a toenail on your pinky toe?
Yes.
Is it big enough to even be classified as a toenail?
Oh, it's tiny. It's really small. And sometimes if you slip when you're cutting it, it almost leaves nothing.
Yes, 100%. You know when you when I cut my toenails, I'm like, they don't need to look good. They just need to look short. So when I cut my pinky toe, I'm like, I can really push this to the very root of the pinky toe. I don't, but I know that I can.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt either.
No, exactly.
You just do it.
It's not like with your fingernails. If you cut it so short, it's a bit sore and your skin might sort of fall apart beneath it. There may as well not be a toenail there, is what I'm trying to get at. Do you agree?
I agree, but I also have always thought, what is the actual purpose of a nail? Like, what is the purpose? All it does is get in the way half the time.
That is
and
true.
You break it off half the time and it hurts.
That's true.
So what is the point of having it?
See, this is my theory, not scientific. Do you remember back in the days, like 60 million years ago, when there were dinosaurs? And there was this one dinosaur called the Stegosaurus. And the Stegosaurus had these big plates all along its back down to its tail. Now, what if, just a theory, what if those genes sort of traveled into the gene pool and it's passed down to us and our nails are actually protective plates on our skin?
But protecting what?
Protecting our fingertips, which are highly sensitive parts of our body.
But our fingertips are exposed.
Exactly.
The nail's only on the top.
Well, but imagine if I'd say naturally, you have your hand on the table or something. Your body knows there's so many dangers around in this world. So it's made these shields to protect anything from destroying your fingertips.
Okay.
Just a theory. Of course, I'm not a qualified scientist. I did study biology.
It's not a bad theory.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Surprisingly. I don't know. I can't believe I'm agreeing with that. But yeah, I'm just thinking it's not a bad theory at all. Because it hurts so much when, you squeeze on a nail or you break a nail.
Yeah, it does.
So I guess it is a shield, because if you feel that pain, you obviously retract from whatever's happening.
Exactly.
And then therefore protecting your fingertip.
Well, look, it's exactly why we have hair. It's for our protection.
Is
this
it?
I can confirm because I remember learning it in biology.
Hair?
Yeah, so you have hair on your body to trap wind so that you don't get cold. It's literally there to keep you warm.
So what about bald people?
Well, they're just, they just must be super, super warm already. That the body's like, you don't need this extra layer of hair. We'll just get rid of it for you.
Oh, well. Shout out to Tim Coombs. So, all right, let's move on to... My question to you is relating to socks.
Okay. Your
Now,
favorite thing in the world.
You are a man, I believe, that
Yes.
does not wear socks too often.
Not when I don't have to. Yes. Yes.
Okay. On a day when you have to wear socks.
Yes.
So there's so many different types of socks in the world.
100%.
There's ankle socks. There's sports socks.
Yep.
There's work socks.
Yep.
There's hiking socks.
Mm-hmm.
There's business socks.
Of course.
So there's heaps of different socks.
There's a lot of different socks.
So on a random day when you're just going to the shops, for example, what are your go-to socks?
Okay, good question. If I'm just going to the shops and I have to wear shoes, I'll just put on something comfy, like runners, some sort of runners, something like that. So I don't really care what socks I wear. So I'll get literally the first pair I find, but I will avoid, business anything very long.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So you prefer the ankle socks?
I prefer the ankle socks, but I feel like mostly throughout, my life these days, I have a lot of low-cut shoes. So I wear a lot of no-show socks. So that would be my most used sock.
Interesting.
I actually take out time in my day. I plan time to wear socks. If I don't need to wear socks, I literally go, okay, have a shower, get ready, wear socks, put my shoes on. It's actually in my to-do list when I'm getting ready. It's a thing.
You really need a to-do list.
To
get
like
ready.
in your mind, when you're like, what you need to do. I have to take out time for socks specifically.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that's how much I avoid socks.
The reason I asked this question is because I feel like you can only wear certain socks with certain shoes.
100%.
Because let's say your shoe size is a 10,
Yes.
right? It's never going to be exactly the same for every single shoe.
Yes.
Okay? So the reason I ask is because my go-to socks every single day are work socks.
100%. I can
The
see them on them right now. Yeah.
The reason I wear them is because they're thick,
Yeah.
but not too thick,
Yeah.
and they're just comfy.
Comfy. Yeah.
They're like perfect comfort for me.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, some shoes that I have, I can't necessarily wear the work socks because
100%.
because then it's too tight.
Yeah, because a sock is quite, it's
Exactly.
it's thickish.
So then you would have to transition to, I guess, some sort of style or sports sock that is a bit thinner.
Yeah.
So I just was a bit curious, but I guess in your situation it's a bit different because you always seem to be wearing the thinner socks.
100%. I've got to say, most of my socks, even if they're ankle socks, they're on the thinner side. But yeah,
Because you have tough, bulky, tough feet.
Do I?
Whereas I have some issues with my feet.
Ah, yes.
Basically, I've got outside bunions on both my feet.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer the thicker sock
Thicker
to give a bit
socks.
more padding.
You prefer the wider shoe as well for a bit more interior space.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole other story. But yeah, so it's quite interesting because there's so many socks you can choose from.
I'm actually impressed with the amount of variety there is these days, and I appreciate it because.
But you don't wear any of them.
But I own at least one of each type, so there you go.
All right, well, that's absolutely fabulous. And without further ado, let's get into it.
So far, so good. So welcome back, everybody, to the So Far, So Good podcast. Now, as usual with our recent tradition, Chris, what are we doing?
We're going to kick it off with, what are we drinking? Today we've got a good one. Gaurav has hooked us up, and we are ready for the next few episodes.
Yes, 100%.
And we've gone with the best of the new batch.
Yes.
So I'm loving the look of this. Gaurav, you can explain what it is because
Okay.
I believe you've drank this before.
I have drunk this before, and I had a feeling Chris may not have had it. And I feel like that's it's a win here because he hasn't. Now, it's not a can today. It's definitely good quality plastic. It's a short, stubby-ish bottle, and it's got a nice-looking lid. It feels nice in your hand. It's very compact. Now, the drink is called Mogu Mogu. That's the brand, and it's a grape flavor. As I've said before, for me personally, grape is my favorite fake flavor. The fake grape flavor. It's just such a good flavor.
This guy gets grape everything.
Grape
literally.
everything. As we've talked about it before, in the past, in the last few episodes, still I think the best drink was the Welch's grape soda. Now this, it's Mogu Mogu, nice looking bottle, purple. Color of the drink itself is purple, and there's a symbol on it that says "Gotta chew," and that's actually because there are some sort of flavored jelly pieces inside the actual drink. So as you drink it, you have to chew, as the bottle tells you to do.
You bloody beauty.
Yeah, absolute beaut.
I love when there's chunks and stuff. It's
Yeah. You know what? On that note, do you like juice with pulp or without pulp?
With
100% agree. With pulp is just so
just
much
gives
better.
a bit more oomph to it.
100%, and it just makes you feel like, yes, I'm drinking a fruit.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and on the label also says grape juice 25%. Now, I'll hand it over to Chris so you can look at his favourite thing that he always likes to look at.
Now, we also, we like to be healthy on the So Far So Good podcast, so we do like to look at the sugar content. Now, this is a 320ml bottle.
Yes.
So if we have a look at, per serving, which is the full bottle, it's not healthy in any way possible.
No, not at all.
It does have 42.2 grams of sugar, which equals basically 10 teaspoons of sugar.
Yep.
So if you put 10 teaspoons of sugar in here, that's more than half the drink.
Look, I'm going to say it's probably a quarter, but it is a lot. There is another label. It is a product of Thailand. So
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Great country.
should we crack it open?
I think we should.
All right. We'll have to try and
I
get
mean,
the spin.
25% grape juice.
Yeah, so it's
That means
healthy.
some of the sugar could be natural.
Yeah. I hope you heard that. The crackle.
Yeah, we've
Breaking
got
the
it.
seal.
Cheers it
Cheers.
up. Top, bottom, and middle,
Middle.
baby. Oh my god.
Yep.
That is amazing.
It's better than I remember, to be honest.
Wow.
You know what the good thing is? They didn't stinge out on the jellies. There's at least, I'd say, 10 to 15 little pieces with each sip.
Oh,
You-
no.
You
more
think
like
there's more?
More like 3 for each sip.
No. Okay, let me take one more sip.
But the good thing about it is normally with jelly drinks, you only actually get the jelly when you get to the bottom.
Yep.
Whereas here, straight away, it's all in there.
It's all in there. And obviously, it's not a fizzy drink. It's not like that really bad apple drink we had where it looked fizzy, but it's not. This, you straight up know it's not fizzy. A good punchy grape flavor. It's rich. And the jellies, I feel like they are grape jellies. So you get a bit of a blend of jelly flavor grape and drink flavor grape.
It's an absolute pounce
Yeah.
of grape.
It's a punch. It's a
This
good...
it's got to be one of the best grape drinks I've probably ever had. And that's saying a lot. That's huge.
And as we're speaking now, Chris is taking a photo of it, and I'm hoping it's so that he knows to buy it in the future for himself.
No, I'm just taking a photo because we promised that we would let the So Far So Good listeners, we would let you guys know what we're drinking so you can try it out.
That's right. And we did, like we promised, we did catch up on the photographs you missed of a few of the last drinks. So keep an eye out for that so you can see our recommendations and unrecommendations.
Yes, absolutely. Unfortunately, the Welsh's drink won't be there.
Yes, that was out of stock,
because
which
it
is
was-
understandable.
It was sold out at, we tried a few shops as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So we will endeavour to get that again in the future.
Great word.
So leave it with us.
Exactly right.
Now, we do need to move on to a very unfortunate event that happened to me.
Yes.
It was... I still don't know if it's my fault or not.
It didn't happen to you. It happened because of you.
It did happen to me.
It happened because of you. You're not the victim here.
I am the victim.
You're not.
I am 100% the victim.
You're the victim because you've punished yourself, or you need to punish yourself. But in the story, you're definitely not the victim.
It still happened to me.
It happened because of you. But yes, that I think everyone's put two and two together and figured out you're not the victim here. So I will let you continue.
So am I saying it from my side or are you saying it from your side? How should we do this?
Okay, maybe you start off with your side, and I'll just jump in between where I feel it's relevant,
Okay.
if you're happy that way.
Okay.
But I also do want to say, in the past episodes on the podcast, something like this has happened because of me before. And
Yes.
I did issue a public apology. So will you be
Yes.
doing that for us here today?
Let's see how we go with this, and let's see what reaction I get from you throughout telling the story.
Okay.
I'm not going to straight up say what it's about. I'm just going to tell the story.
Okay.
So we had a friend's birthday coming up.
Mhm.
A friend's 30th,
Mhm.
actually. And it wasn't a massive event because even though there's no coronavirus in Melbourne,
Yeah.
there is somehow still restrictions.
Yes. So you couldn't invite like 300 people.
Yeah, there was a limit of 15 people, I believe, at the time.
Mhm.
So it wasn't a massive event sort of thing. We just got, I guess, sent a group message
Mhm.
on Messenger to, see if everyone was free and then obviously give some more details for the party.
But in saying that, it was quite a significant event. Like, to the detail, it was very well planned, a lot of things happening. But people-wise, 15 people, of course.
Yes, that's right. And it was at this person's house.
Mhm.
Okay. So the girlfriend of the guy whose birthday it was,
Mhm.
she organized it and sent out the message, blah, blah, blah. And it was at their house.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
I just feel like you're just trying to sound like the victim again. But just continue.
So all I knew is that it was a 30th birthday at his house, and the theme was old school 20s-ish,
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
So that's all. Essentially, that's what I knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that the last few months I've been crazy busy, 24/7, doing house things.
Once again, trying to sound like
So-
the victim. So
Just keep that in mind.
it's all in mind. It's all in mind.
Now, I think we'll mention the guy because there's other things we need to speak about about this guy
Okay.
as well. The guy's name is Peter. You've
Okay.
heard of him before.
Yeah, we've mentioned him on the pod.
We've mentioned him on the pod, and we've mentioned that we will be watching the first Lord of the Rings with Peter.
Mhm.
Now, at the date of release, which is Monday, we will be watching the first Lord of the Rings tomorrow,
Yes.
which is the Tuesday.
Yes, yes.
So we'll be watching it with Peter. Okay? Now, Peter's 30th birthday was a week ago, right? And it was on a Saturday?
Yes, yes, yes.
It was on a Saturday. And then we were doing a video chat a few days before that.
Yes.
Okay? And we were
I think it was the Friday or the Thursday we were doing the video chat.
Okay. Let's go with Thursday. It would have been Thursday.
Okay. But the
Okay.
reason for the video chat was hectic as well. Are you going to explain that, or do you want me to?
Well, the reason for the video chat is that we were basically discussing how we were going to watch The Lord of the Rings.
Because very recently, a 4K version of Lord of the Rings has been released. So we were all a bit excited, probably everyone but Chris.
Look, I was excited for the 4K,
Yeah.
but I wasn't excited for the storyline.
Well, look, to be honest, you were the one who initiated the video call.
That is also because, as I said, I've been crazy busy with a lot of things going on.
Yes.
A lot of things with the house and a lot of things personally as well.
Yes, yes.
So I've been non-stop, flat out. So when I see, lots of messages come through, I'll quickly make a call so I can get it, so I could. And I was also at the shops at the time.
Yeah.
So I thought if I do a call, I can continue my shopping at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, basically, and I was doing my shopping and we were doing an outside video call. It was a bit of fun. But so we were talking about Lord of the Rings, and then we begun talking about when are we going to watch it, how are we going to watch it,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And we ended up, I gave the option that we could watch it at my house because my TV has X, blah, blah, blah.
His is the TV that was too big, it couldn't fit in his car. That's
Yes, but Peter's TV, he's got an OLED.
Yes. Big TV
OLED?
as well. OLED. Good
So-
surround sound.
Yeah, and he's got the surround sound and everything. So we ended up saying, all right, we'll watch it at yours. And then I thought, I'll make I was up and about doing a video chat in the shops,
Yeah.
and I was, I'm busy, I'm loving life. So I thought I'll just talk some absolute rubbish, and I was like, oh, let's watch it Saturday at 6 a.m. We'll watch all the Lord of the Rings before the party starts.
And then that's when he realized.
And then Gaurav disappeared out of the frame.
I literally
And then Peter
walked out of the
said,
frame.
and then Peter said, what party? And I was like, hang on, what? What do you mean?
So,
And then I was like, oh no. In my head, I'm like, was it meant to be a surprise party? And then Gaurav comes back in frame, and what did you say?
and I was like, I didn't know. This is my thought process. I'm like, I either don't say a thing or I try and save it without giving anything away. So I did a bit of both.
Terribly, if I may say so.
Initially, I said nothing, and I literally walked out of the camera frame because I was like, what now? And then I came back in. I'm like, oh no, he's talking about our school friends thing. And then no one really fell for it. I don't even know if anyone heard it.
It was the worst cover-up you've ever seen in your life.
But look, I'm not the one that spoiled the surprise party. Now, no, the thing is, when Chris said that, I'm like, it's either an accident or he had no idea. Because I remember somewhere reading, yes, it was a surprise. So I wasn't saying a thing to anyone. Now, I think Chris realized, and then that's when he had the face of regret. And I think it's your face that actually gave it away. You could have gone with my cover-up, but your face...
Your cover-up...
You would
your
look
cover-up
like
wasn't happening.
Casper the Friendly Ghost had possessed you, and you didn't know what was going on.
Oh, man. So then Peter yells out in his house, and he's like, it's over. Chris has just ruined the surprise. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. What is going... So I hung up straight away. And then I called his girlfriend straight away. Called her. And she said, no, actually, no, I called Gaurav first, separately, and I was like,
In
dude.
extreme worry.
I was like, dude, was it a surprise? Are you joking me? Like, how is it it's at their house. How is that a surprise?
Yeah.
He's gonna see the setting up and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
There's no way it can be a surprise. Anyway, Gaurav says, and Gaurav says, I think I mentioned something, but I think he knew something was going on anyway, so I don't think it's too big of a deal. And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to call his girlfriend. Called her straight away. Rosh, her name is. I called Rosh straight away, and I was like, Rosh, is Saturday a surprise?
Is it a surprise?
Is it a surprise? And she's like, nah, like he knew something was going on, so it's all good. And I was like, dude, this is exactly what I said. All I said was, we should watch Lord of the Rings at 6 a.m. before the party, as a joke.
Yeah.
That's all I said. And then thankfully, in my favor, Rosh said, no, it's all good. He knew something was going on, and now all he knows is that you're coming.
That's true.
And I was like, whew, okay, well, I can deal with that. And then I go back to my messages, and I see Peter saying, it's all over. You've ruined the surprise. It's all over. And then I was lucky enough to message back and say, I've just spoke to Rosh and you have no idea, so don't worry.
Which could be a spoiler in itself, but at the end of the day, I think you are not the victim.
I am.
So you are not the victim here.
But I ended up going back to read the group message of the birthday.
Yep.
And all it said was, he doesn't know exactly what's going on, but he knows something's going on, so just don't mention anything to him.
So...
But I didn't even read half that chat, so I guess
that's no one else's fault. That's your own fault. Happened to me. Starts off the story. This happened to me, guys. I spoiled the surprise party.
Yeah. So the reason it happened to me is that I feel immense guilt about this situation, and I hate spoilers. I hate people that spoil things, and I feel like, unfortunately, in that situation, for that split second, I became that person.
You know what you became in that second? You became the Uber driver from hell.
Mm-mm.
No. Yes.
No. Because mine was like, I didn't quite know. Like, in my defense, not in my defense, it is my fault.
Yeah.
But I didn't read the message properly, which is my fault, right? No, but think about it. Continue. This Uber driver dude, which we all know the story, he knew that I hadn't watched the next episode.
Yeah.
And he straight away said, wait till this happens. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Okay, look, fair enough.
In my defense, I didn't actually know, but it was my fault that I didn't, fully read the messages.
Okay, yes.
And that's what I was saying, because I've been so crazy busy, with, personal things, work, and house things. So I guess it's fair enough, I guess.
Are you going to be issuing a public apology here on this episode?
I am going to issue a public apology to Rosh, and that is it.
What about me? You put me in a really awkward position on camera.
Nah, not to you at all.
All right,
because you should have backed me up quicker.
B,
you were too slow.
I walked off
you
camera.
left the frame for 20 seconds. And I'm not issuing an apology to Peter, because I'm issuing it to Rosh.
Okay, what about you just issue it to no one, but you just issue it out of your own self,
No, because I want to issue it, but I only want to specifically issue it to Rosh.
Okay, well then just do the apology. I'll cue the sad music and then you do the apology.
I've already done it.
That was not the apology. You didn't even say I'm sorry. You just said I'm going to issue an apology to Rosh.
All right, cue the music.
All right, go.
Rosh, how are you today? I do apologize for the issue that I caused. It was my own fault that I didn't inquire to read your messages as, inquisitively and in detail as I should have.
Yep.
So that is my fault. But I do...
Don't say a but. That's not an apology. Don't say a but.
Hang on. But I do promise to you that if I had have read those messages properly, I would not have willingly made that error.
Okay.
I'm just...
that's
fair enough.
I understand, but that's like me saying I made a mistake, but if I didn't do the mistake, I wouldn't have made the mistake.
And Rosh, I just want to say thank you for your patience and your understanding when I unfortunately had to make that difficult phone call to you. And I make no apology to Peter whatsoever. All right.
Okay. Well done. Now, we'll move on. I accept that apology on behalf of everyone else.
All right, beautiful.
All right, moving on. There's something I want to bring up that I've always known existed, but very recently, I've done more of it. And I'll explain to you why, okay? Now, I'm just going to give it straight up, off the bat. What I'm talking about is audio messages. Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, the reason I've done more of it is because I'd say in the last few weeks, about 60% of the messages I'm getting from Chris are audio messages.
60%?
I'd say 60.
Okay.
That's
quite high.
Quite high. I'm doing it on an average, Maybe one week it was more messaging, but then one week it was almost only audio.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Now, the reason I'm a huge fan is, 1, obviously the convenience. 2, it's a little bit of extra fun. 3, the suspense, which I think is the biggest plus. Yeah?
Yep.
So you get a normal message, a text message, it's on text, whatever app you use, you get a notification. You can open the notification and see either half or sometimes all of the message. So you're already pre-planning your response, You're like, I've just seen the notification. I've read part or all of the message. I know how I'm going to respond. I know what the message is in relation to.
Yep.
Now, I wake up one day, I get an audio message, let's say from Chris Coombs. I see the notification. Christopher Coombs has sent you an audio message. 1, I have no idea what it's about. I can't preview it. The suspense is for real. I don't know what the message consists of. So I open the message. I open the app. I go into the conversation, and I still don't know what the message is about because it's an audio message. Not until I press the play button and make sure my volume is turned up, which has happened so many times. I've pressed play. I'm like, this is silence. And I realize I'm on mute. So then I've got to close the app so I don't spoil myself with the message. Open the app again, turn my volume up, press play, bam, audio message. Respond 20 times quicker. Give me your thoughts.
My thoughts on audio messages are they're amazing.
Yeah.
Because the first thing is that not only can you say what you want to say, but you can add the tone and you can add your personality into the message.
It's like the punctuation marks without typing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I guess, started audio messaging because of our friend Kyle. He sends audio messages quite a lot because he's a busy man.
He's a busy man and he's an audio message guy.
He's an international businessman, so he needs to do audio messages because that's, I guess, quick.
Quick, convenient, to the point.
Yep. And yeah, I've just started using them because of every reason you said.
Oh,
They're absolutely bloody amazing.
it's amazing. And I feel like everyone jumps on board when you start it, you know? Like, one person will send an audio message, and then let's say it's a group convo. Everyone will just jump on board. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. It's like this thing. If someone in a group convo sends a photo of themselves, I just want to send a photo of myself back.
You
And
all just do it.
You just keep the chain going.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's a boys thing, but
Yeah.
that's what we do.
That's what we do. It's in pretty much all our group convos. I feel like you are one to generally start it. Chris will send a
Dude, I'm an absolute trendsetter. We know that.
It's not sending a
We know
trend.
that.
Okay, so Chris will send a photo, and then everyone will join in and send a photo back. And I feel like that's the same with the audio messages. It's a win-win.
It's probably the best thing you can do in your life.
It saves so much time typing, making sure there's no typos, going back and checking your spelling.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of audio messages, and I don't know, I feel like it all around me, it started happening consistently at the same time.
Yeah.
So not
absolutely.
just you and then, you know, our friend groups, but like even externally with the work people. Like I started getting audio messages. I'm like, whoa, it is what it is. You know, this is good. I'm liking this. So, you know, it's a good sort of collaborative movement.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. You love it. We all love it. I want to move on to it may be a bit late this year, but last year and the year before we were speaking about presents, Christmas presents.
100%.
I want to bring something up. It may be too late because, you know, people have probably... Actually, no, people might not have done their Christmas presents yet.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure.
I know I haven't, but...
You were talking as if you're all set.
Nah, I actually... I'm kind of set. I
Yeah.
still need to buy about 2.
Oh, you're pretty set,
But
man.
I really don't have to buy many at all this
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
It's just how it's worked out.
Okay.
So, Gaurav, this may help you because you're a man that has to buy 10 million presents.
Sure.
Now, have spoken about this off air,
Yes.
and I wanted to speak on air,
Okay.
floating through the air.
Go for it.
Now, you have lots of different groups, like family groups, family friend groups,
Yes.
where you would need to buy upwards of 30 presents.
Kind of, but also not always. But continue.
The reason I bring this up is because Caitlin has 5 siblings,
Yes.
a couple with partners.
Yep.
So let's say there's 5, 6, 7. Let's say there's 7 or 8 of us
Okay.
in one group.
Yep.
Do you really want to be buying 7 average presents?
Yep.
Probably not. So what we do is we do a KK
Yep.
for the 7 or 8 of us,
Yep.
but we up the budget. We make it a $200 present,
Yep.
right? So everyone gets one really good gift,
Yeah.
or one really big group of gifts,
Yep.
because it just makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, this may just be me. If anyone else can relate,
Yeah.
but I would say I'm not a fan of receiving, $20 gifts.
Yeah.
Where they're just little things that you're not really going to use, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a big group,
Yeah.
when you can do a KK, but then up the budget. So let's say you end up spending probably this. You might even be spending less.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But the gift you're getting and the gift that everyone's getting is going to be top quality.
Top. Yeah. Exactly.
So rather than wasting your money on crap, you're getting one really good gift.
Yeah. Exactly.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm a fan of the idea, and we have done group gifts, KKs before, but it just ends up being like, what are we feeling this year? You know, if there's not much time, or if there's not much, on the lists, then we'll group it up. And I feel like that's what ends up happening because there's so many groups. Everyone has different groups: family, friends, blah blah blah. So with a lot of my groups, it's just a KK. You do one KK, quick and easy. It's more like the direct family for me personally, where it's like, yeah, we'll go each stuff. But then we just sort of condense lists, and then sometimes you team up. You know, you go, all right, me and you will pool in and buy this one good item from the list. Or, you know, let's say there's some things like socks or teas. You know, you get the teas, I'll get the socks. Easy done. So it's still pretty streamlined, but I do see where you're coming from. Like the group gifts or the, you know, the large, significant, substantial KKs, they are quite, and it would make it fun like shopping as well, because you have a big budget. You can get a bunch of, if there's not one main thing they want, you can get all the little things that they do want, you know? So,
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you know you're just shopping for one person. So
Yeah.
Look, I feel like it's definitely a good system, but at the end of the day, personal preference for sure. So they're good systems for sure, and yeah, you know, it's all about the fun at the end of the day, and
absolutely.
the joy of giving.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you know, it's night. But last year I believe we did an episode where we gave Christmas present buying tips and tricks.
Yes.
So if you want to listen to that, go back and listen.
I thought you had a new tip or something.
No. Go back and listen, because I remember there being a lot of gold in that episode.
There was a lot of gold.
So,
and look, I do want to tell this quick story as well on the topic of gifts. I went and bought a gift a few weeks ago. Okay, it wasn't a Christmas gift. It was a baby gift. Okay, I was buying a gift for a baby, and I went to the baby shop, bought baby gifts, and then I went to the checkout, and the lady at the checkout was like, "Do you want complimentary gift wrapping?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, yes, please." And what I thought is she's just going to take it, wrap it for me, give it back, because that's generally what they mean, right?
Yeah. Like, I'll just quickly wrap it,
Exactly,
and then put it in the bag.
And then put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, perfect. This is great, because I only had Christmas wrapping at home, so I would have to go and buy normal wrapping and then wrap it up. And I enjoy the wrapping process. It's good fun. We've talked about this before. Quite a good wrapper, if I do say so myself.
So you enjoy wrapping?
I enjoy it.
I hate wrapping. It's the most just monotonous exercise in the world.
It's quite therapeutic, I think.
You reckon?
I reckon it's therapeutic.
Wow. Okay.
It's relaxing. So yes, I enjoy wrapping. I've got nothing on Kendrick, but I enjoy the process. Okay, now anyway, so I pay the money and stuff, and she's like, "Cool. The gift wrapping station is just to your right." I'm like, "Oh, she's not wrapping it for me," which is okay. I just misunderstood. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I head my way over to this gift wrapping station. It's a complimentary gift wrapping station.
Is it in the same store?
In the same store. Just, they've set up this station on the side. And it was one of the greatest ideas I've seen a shop do in terms of presents. And I think why they will do this is because a lot of people will go to this shop to buy baby gifts.
Yep.
It's a massive baby department store. And it was very well set up. So they had these roller things, you know, like your paper towel roller that's on the wall.
Yep.
They had gigantic one of those of different wrapping paper. They had a ribbon rollers. So they had like 5 different choices of ribbon, sticky tape, scissors, everything you needed. And I went over there, took my time. I was like, this is great.
Wait, so you did it yourself?
I did it myself. I went there, I wrapped it myself.
So she was like, "Do you want complimentary gift wrapping?" And then they make you do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's still good that they're providing.
Yeah.
Because that would have cost them a lot of money to provide all the wrapping and stuff.
Maybe not, but it's a nice gesture. And it saved me everything. I still didn't need to buy a wrapping paper. And I took my time, I did it nicely. I actually had 2 workers walk past me and say, "Wow, great wrapping skills."
Oh, of course. He just had to throw that in there.
I just wanted to throw that in. One worker said that. The other worker, the actual lady who served me, walked past and said, "Oh my God, that looks really nice." I'm like, "Thank you." And I feel like they were surprised because I was over there, this guy with this massive beard who probably looks like he doesn't care about wrapping. But here I am, really caring about my wrapping.
Wow. That's
anyway,
interesting.
I think every shop should do something like this.
So, are you legally allowed to name this shop?
100%, yeah.
Okay, what was the shop?
It was called Baby Bunting.
Ah!
Yeah.
It's the double B, the alliteration. So,
yeah.
If anyone listening, well, there you go. If you want complimentary wrapping, get your gifts from Baby Bunting.
Now, I can't guarantee that this is at every Baby Bunting, but the one I went to, it was definitely
Fountain Gate?
Fountain Gate, then right. Yep. Narry Warren. So, Great gesture. Very kind, very generous, I
Yep.
would have to say. And it was very convenient because I would have had to take it home, do it myself, then clean up. But everything was there. I wrapped it, left the store. Yeah.
Beauty.
Great.
Well,
great
that's what
thing.
we like to hear. And we only have one more episode before Christmas, so we will give you a Merry Christmas right now. So, Merry Christmas.
Yes, we'll also give you a Merry Christmas next episode. So, Merry Christmas. If you haven't jumped onto it, jump onto G-Rav'_Tracksmith-Jingle Bangers. I hope I got that right, but it's
Grav's Tracksmith.
G-Rav Tracksmith Jingle Bangers. Got a big face of me on it with a Santa hat. You can't miss it. There are some new songs. I do have a confession to make to you. I know I promised 10 new songs. So far, I've got about 6 because I was making sure they were all quality. So don't worry, there's about 4 more to come.
All right, beautiful.
Yep.
We need them a week before Christmas, so you've only got
100%.
a couple of days to go.
Yep.
Now, quickly, before we end this episode, where are we at with this whole plane tattoo thing? Are we just doing the finger because that looks the best? What are we doing?
Don't try and rush me to make your decision at the end of this episode. Nah, you know what? We'll talk about this at the very start of next episode. So
We need to decide because we said we'll decide by the end of the year.
okay, yeah. I was hoping to get it on your body by the end of the year, but don't. He's showing me the finger picture. It's not going to convince me. It's not happening. So we will decide by the end of the year.
That's the best one.
It's not. It looks like a mustache, bro.
Yeah, but it looks like the best one. I'm telling you now. It doesn't look like a mustache.
I don't mind the picture, but we'll just discuss placement. We'll confirm placement by next. It will be 100% confirmed by next episode.
All right, and we'll talk about the start of next episode, and hopefully we can quickly get in with a tattoo artist
Yep.
by the end of the year.
Hopefully.
All right, well, that is all for today's episode. So thank you all once again for tuning into the So Far So Good podcast. Jump on our Instagram. We have the drinks up there. We have other photos. If you want to try those drinks and follow along at home, that would be, probably the best thing you do.
You say that about
This year.
everything.
But thank you once again for tuning in.
Feel free to send us an audio message at So Far So Good podcast. Hit us up with any questions or queries, and we'll answer everything.
And we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.